guys, it's Becca and welcome to my long anticipated UCD Q&A. You guys asked me a bunch of questions about UCD, and when I mean a bunch, I mean like 100. So I decided to break it down into 4 categories. First, we're going to talk about the application process. Second, we're going to talk about the nightlife. Third, we're going to talk about the campus. And fourth, we're going to talk about my program, aka Liberal Arts and Sciences. So let's discuss the application process. A bunch of you are asking me, I'm an international student, how do I apply? Or I'm coming from this country, how do I apply? It's a little different for every single country that you're coming from. For America, let me break it down for you. If you Google apply UCD, an application page will pop up. Click it, make an account, apply. You have to answer a number of questions, send in some scores from your school, and that's about it. You really don't have to take any other tests besides the ACT or the SAT. I didn't have to. I just applied, send them your grades, send them your ACT, your GPA. Bada bing, bada boom. You can get in. If you have a higher ACT score, you do get merit aid. I had an ACT score on the higher side, so I got merit aid, which is a scholarship, which is really nice, so keep that in mind when you are applying. Also, application process. I'm not sure when the deadline is. I applied early November and I found out about 2 weeks later. That's how you apply. Yeah, you don't have to take any Irish tests or anything like that, which is really nice. That's how I found it for the American process. I'm not 100% sure about any other countries, but if you look up at the UCD International page, it'll help you apply. Oh, you guys are also wondering how hard it is to get accepted as an international student. I'm not 100% sure of the acceptance rate, but I know that they are very big on letting international students in, so I would just say go for it and give it a try. You never know. The next category we're going to do is nightlife/social scene. UCD is a commuter school, so not a lot of people, I would say about a fourth of the students live on campus, and a lot of the students that do live on campus are Americans or study abroad students, so you don't really see them as much because they're always traveling and they're only there for a semester. So since it is a commuter school, it has been extremely tough to make friends, especially the program I'm doing. You're not taking the same classes with the same kids every time, so it's really, really hard to meet people. But I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, it's just something that Americans aren't used to. So when we go to college in America, we go to meet all these different people. We leave our friends, we leave our families. That's just what we do. We go to branch out. In Ireland, they go home every single weekend because they're so close and they can, and that's just their way of life. So a lot of times they keep their old friends from secondary school or from high school, so they're not really interested in making new friends. And it's not that they're not nice, not that they're not talking to you, because they are, and they're all amazing, and they're all so sweet. It's just not as easy to make a squad because they all usually have their squads from secondary school. Not all of them. There are some that don't go with any of their friends from secondary school to college, and then you can meet those people, but a lot of them just go with their friends to college from secondary school. So think about it. If I was going to school in America and I was keeping all my friends from high school, I wouldn't be too interested in making a whole bunch of new friends anyways because you have all your old friends. But then when we come in as Americans and all we want to do is meet people, it's very difficult too. I don't know, especially if you're an American student and you're living on campus, they all go home on the weekends, so it can be kind of lonely. So I'm just letting you know that because no one told me that when I first went. I did not think that, and no one really goes out on the weekends because you always go out during the week. So that's hard in general. So there's that. The nightlife in Ireland is manageable. That's how I would say it. If you've ever been clubbing in Spain or Italy, it's very, very intense. But in Ireland, it's not as intense. It's more I'm not sure how to explain it. It's fun. You don't go out during the weekends, which has been really hard for me. You go out on Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. Those are the big days, which is very hard for me, especially when you have 9 a.m. classes. So it's been hard for me to get used to that. But clubbing in general, it's hard. It's not, especially when you only go out with one other person or 2 other people, it's not the most fun because you're not in a huge group. And one time I did go out with a huge group and I had the best time, but it's hard to find big groups to go out with. So it's positive and negatives, I guess. I personally am just happy going to a pub and having a pint, but there are times when you want to go out and be with your friends. But also, since Dublin's such a big school, there's no guarantees that everyone at the club is going to go to your school and that they're all students, I went to a club where there was 35-year-old men and it was weird. So there are positive and negatives. I just don't think I'm a clubbing person personally. I can go out and have a good time. I just like being in bed by 1 or 2, and people stay out till 5. Blows my mind a little, but that's just what they do. I'm getting used to it. And the social scene on campus is good. There's a bunch of societies you can join. I'm in musical society, food society, radio show, Belfield FM. Film Soc, International Society. So there are a bunch of societies, but there's not really a ton. It's confusing because they are a good way to meet people, but I didn't meet anyone, which is interesting. I met a lot of people in Battlefield FM, which I really love, but the societies there aren't really like, we have meetings every single week and then we can all meet. Like, it's more just like Film Soc puts on a movie, you go and watch a movie. Like, I don't know, it's just not what you would think of like as an American club, but this is all just my experience. It could be completely different for you, but I just had an experience where I didn't meet a ton of people in my societies. Someone asked how much is the gym membership. It's free! My camera's flashing red. Great. Next thing we're going to talk about is campus. I personally love the campus. My dorm is about a 5-minute walk to my classes, which is amazing, but the farthest dorm I think is about a 10-minute walk, which still isn't bad. You're right on campus. It's amazing. Campus is about 15 minutes from the center of Dublin by bus, which is great. I love being in the city. It's amazing. The bus system is amazing. The campus itself is so secluded and great, and it's just like its own little place, which is really, really nice. Everyone says it's this huge campus, but I swear to God, you can walk from one end to the other in 10 minutes. It's really not that big. It's big in Irish standards, not in American standards. Living on campus, it is expensive. It ranges from about 6,000 euro to 10,000 euro depending on where you live. Then again, that is a lot cheaper than American accommodation because your tuition is a lot cheaper, so it all kind of makes it cheaper. I love living on campus personally. It sucks that I can't live on campus next year because you can try, but a lot of times people just get apartments off campus, which is hard because I love being on campus and I feel like it's already hard to meet people and I'm on campus, so it'll be even harder when I'm off campus, so I don't know, figuring things out. My favorite places on campus, I really like the student center, I really like the pod that I do my radio show, and I also really like, the gym is very cool. I don't go there enough, but it's very cool. And I also just love my dorm. My dorm is so cute and little, it's just cute. The final thing I'm going to talk about is my program. So I'm in Liberal Arts and Sciences, which basically it's a 4-year program, which gives me the opportunity to pick a path next year, so I don't have to go straight into one, which is really nice and really handy. Personally, Liberal Arts and Sciences, it is a fairly new program, so they're still kind of working out the kinks, I think, and this is true for all European schools. They're not going to have as many choices as American schools do. For example, I wanted to take media marketing, which I can't do at Dublin, or communications, which I can't do at Dublin, so I'm figuring my life out. But yes, I definitely recommend if you have a set degree in mind and you know exactly what you want to do, go to a European school, get it done in 3 years. Or if you're not really sure but you're deciding between two, go to Dublin, choose liberal arts, and then pick next year. Like, it gives you a bunch of freedom, which is really, really nice. That being said, it is exam-based learning, which is something that I personally despise. You have like one assignment all semester, and that's like 35%, and then you have an exam at the end, which is 65%, which I despise because you could fail a class in one test, which I hate. And they don't know what like continuous assessment is, so you don't constantly be graded, you're not constantly told how you're doing, and it's just very different and something that I think the American system does a lot better, and I personally wish that they had continuous assessment so I could show that I'm progressing over the course of a semester, which I can't prove to anyone or myself. That's just something that I personally don't like about it. But if you don't like having continuous assessment, you don't like having little homework assignments that are graded, and you like just one big test, then it might be for you. Personally, not a fan of the European learning system at all. America has it figured out. America knows what they're doing with their schooling. In Ireland, it's great for the Irish students. It really is, because they're going to be the ones working in Ireland and they're going to need that degree. For the American students, personally, I think I could be getting a better education here. But again, I do love it over there. So it's like, I need to make sacrifices, but am I going to sacrifice my education? I don't know. Okay, so those were the 4 topics, and then I'm just going to cover some basic questions. 1, pack all your clothes, and that's about it. Honestly, bring your clothes, buy a duvet cover, buy some pillows over there, buy a pot and pan. You do not need to bring that stuff over there. You can always store it over the summer in like a storage unit, so just bring your clothes. I brought clothes, a bunch of like jumpers and sweaters. Like, it's cold over there and it has been since September. Any tips for new students coming abroad? Just know what you're getting yourself into. It's a big change and you're gonna feel a little lost for the first couple weeks, and that's normal, and there's people you can talk to, you know, talk to your friends back home, talk to your parents, talk to me, talk to someone who knows what you're going through, and that's something I really recommend, is finding someone who understands what you're going through. Dublin is an amazing college city, and I definitely recommend, even if you're not studying there, just go visit there, because it's like a perfect little town. Everyone calls it going into town, which is going into the city, just because it's so cute, and you can walk everywhere, and it's safe. So safe, you guys. Police officers don't even carry guns. That's how safe it is. Like, they don't need to, because not a ton happens. Like, it's one of the, I've never felt safer. And if you have any other questions, please do let me know. And if you want to ask me personally and talk to me about it. But I think the biggest thing I can tell you is just know what you're getting yourself into. I didn't know that it was a commuter school, which is something that I think I might have taken into more account if I did know, because it's just lonely when it's a commuter school, because you know, it's just not a ton of people to work with. So yeah. And then also, if you are going into liberal arts and sciences, it's not the same as it is in the States. You do have to pick a certain path, and you don't really have the flexibility of taking different classes from different schools and kind of making it into a major, so do take that into account. Sorry this was a little rushed, my camera's blinking red and I just wanted to film it and get it up, but if you do have any other questions, please message me on Instagram. My Instagram is @Becca_Fortune. You can message me on my Facebook page, it's ACCEB111. You can message me down here, you can message me on Twitter, just reach out to me. I do want to help you guys, and I don't want you guys to go in like I did and I didn't really know a ton. I want to make sure you guys are getting the full story on what's going on and that you guys feel completely comfortable going into it if you decide that's right for you. So please give this video a big thumbs up if I helped you in any way. Even if I didn't help you, give it a thumbs up, you know? Post any other questions down below, and I will see you guys next Saturday. See ya!